Right, let's start today's session. The last session of .NET Core, we were discuss about .NET Core versions and .NET Framework Visual Studio versions. And also we have discussed about code execution process in .NET. That means once we write code in .NET program, how to execute the code, we have discussed clearly step by step. And also we were discuss about .NET components, base class libraries, and CLR, Common Language Runtime. These two are the major components in .NET. By using this base class libraries, we can able to write the .NET code. And after completion of writing .NET code, if you want to execute .NET program, then what is required means Common Language Runtime is required, CLR. These two are major components in .NET. And also we were discuss about application area of .NET. That means using .NET, we can able to create console applications, Windows Forms applications, web application, MVC application, that is Model View Controller, Entity Framework, Windows Presentation Foundation, Windows Communication Foundation, gaming applications, mobile applications, network-based applications, and business applications. This is the application area of .NET. And in today's session, I'm going to start with C#.NET console applications. See here, as we discuss, our main programming language is C#.NET. C#.NET programming language only I'm going to cover in entire the .NET Core applications. So what is C#.NET means? It is a programming language which is used to write coding part for the application development. Today I'm going to discuss about C#.NET introduction, and also I'm going to write basic programming of C#.NET. So first of all, what is C#.NET? C#.NET is a programming language which is used to write coding part for the application development. Okay, C#.NET is a programming language which is used to write coding part for the application development. Without C#.NET, we can't communicate with .NET applications. Compulsory .NET, if you want to write .NET programming, what language is required means C#.NET language is required. So there are lot of C#.NET versions are there. As we discussed in the last session, we are using .NET 6. .NET 6 means we are going to use C#.NET 10 version. If we use .NET 7 means we are going to use C#.NET 11 version. So I'm going to use C#.NET 10 version. So C#.NET is most powerful programming language. Why? Because C#.NET is equal to C++ plus VB 6.0 plus Java plus additional features. Whatever we will see in Java basic programming language and additional features, everything is there in C#.NET. So C#.NET is almost similar to Java programming language, we can say that. Why? Because it's most powerful programming language. C#.NET is equals to C++ features we have, plus Java features we have, plus VB 6.0 features we have, plus additional features also are there in C#.NET programming language. So that's what we can say, it's a powerful programming language. In C#.NET, mainly we are going to concentrate on the application called console application. But before going to start console application, I need to discuss about the symbol called sharp symbol. See, most of the developer will call it as C hash, but it's not a hash symbol. It's called sharp symbol. So we should pronounce it as SHARP sharp. But because sharp is the most powerful musical notes among several musical notes. So before C Sharp.NET, there was C, C++. Microsoft people, when they release C Sharp.NET, they are expecting C Sharp.NET is going to become most popular language when compared to other existing programming languages. So that's what they are taking this symbol as musical notes. So this is sharp symbol. Excuse me, it's my C sharp, we can call it as. So this symbol is called sharp symbol. You cannot call it as hash symbol. Yeah. So C sharp, we can call it as. Why? Because already C, C++ programming is there. Microsoft people are expecting this programming language is going to become a most powerful programming language. That's what they have taken the symbol from musical notes. Among 7 musical notes, sharp is the most powerful musical note. We can call it as C sharp.NET. So that's what we have to pronounce as C sharp. Don't call them it as C hash. Okay. So that's what C sharp.NET language is, most powerful language, which can be have the features of C++, Java, VB 6.0, and additional features we have in only one programming language, what we are going to learn. And in C sharp.NET, mostly we are going to cover console applications like character user interface or command user interface. But you may get doubts, sir, what version we are going to use in C sharp means. I strongly can say we are going to use C sharp.NET 10.0 because we are using .NET 6 version. When we go for .NET 6 version, obviously C sharp.NET 10.0 only. When we go for .NET 7 and C sharp.NET 11.0 is the version. So depends on what framework we are using, then C sharp.NET version will be decided. So C sharp.NET, as I said that in the last lecture, .NET was announced by Bill Gates in the year of 2002. The first version of .NET was released in the year of 2002. At the time, C Sharp 1.0 came. In 2005, C Sharp 2.0, 2007 C Sharp 3.0, 2007 C Sharp 4.0, 21 to that means 2012 C Sharp 5.0, 2015 C Sharp 6.0, 2017 C Sharp 7.0, 2019 C Sharp 8.0, 2020 C Sharp 9.0, 2021 C Sharp 10. In 2023 C Sharp 11. So if someone is asking you what version you are going to learn in C Sharp means, you should say C Sharp.NET 10.0 because we are using Visual Studio 2022 .NET Core 6 version. .NET Core 6 version means that indicates that you are going to learn C Sharp.NET 10.0 only, sir. Okay. So this is about C Sharp.NET basic introduction. But in C Sharp.NET, mainly we are focusing on one important application that is called console application. What is console application? Console application is a standalone or desktop application. Okay, standalone or desktop application. Once we start creating console application, it's called as standalone or desktop application. The moment when we create console application, So it is reserved for only one particular operating system or only one particular system. It cannot be used to design and develop on multiple platforms. So console application is a standalone application. As we discussed in the last lecture, application area of .NET, we create console applications, Windows Forms applications, web applications, MEC applications, and etc. Using .NET, we can create a lot more applications. These many applications we can prepare. In this, our first application is console app application. So console application will provide character user interface or user interface. Once the moment when we start console application, we are going to deal with only characters. Like you are going to give input in the form of characters, you are going to get output in the form of characters. So completely character user interfaces only we are going to use in console applications. Now coming to this in console applications, I am going to cover all C#.NET programming language basics like variables, operators, control flow statements, complete logical programming, data types of C#.NET, everything will be covered in console application. So majority of the applications majority of the C#.NET syllabus I'm going to cover in C#.NET console application only. So in console application, what is console? Console is a class which is used to work with input and output. See here, in console application, console is a class, we can say that. What is console? In console application, give me 1 second. In console application, what is console? Console is a class which is used to work with input and output stream, which is used to work with what's up? Input and output stream, we can say that. That means in console application, console is a predefined class. This class can be used to work with input and output stream. If you want to give any input values or if you want to get any output from the application, we use what class? Console class can be used. So console class present in system namespace. Which namespace? System namespace. Namespace is nothing but it's called as library. Console class present in system namespace. So if you want to work with console application for giving input and output, so we should use console class. But all the time, console class is present in system namespace. Without system namespace, we can't able to work with console class. It is not possible. So in the moment when we create any applications like console application, Windows Forms application, web application in .NET, on the top of the program, console class must be present. If console class is not there, then you cannot give any input and you cannot get any output. So console class is present always in system namespace only. So console class provides few methods. What are the important methods in console class means? Write method. I'm telling you one more thing. C#.NET is a case sensitive programming language. Why? Because the moment when we declare any variables with any name, how the way you define the variables like lowercase or uppercase, you should able to consume that variable names in lowercase and uppercase only. So same way you have to consume that. For example, if we declare the variable name is lowercase, if you want to access the variable, then we need to consume that variable into lowercase only. You should not access it to uppercase because C#.NET is a case-sensitive programming language. So ultimately, what I mean to say, whatever the names we are providing in C#.NET programming language, same way I have to access it. If we try to access it different way, it will not work. And console class is having methods, built-in methods, right? Right line method. Console application and C#.NET is a case-sensitive programming language. So that's what I'm going to use R capital L capital here. In read line R capital L capital. In read R capital. In write line W capital L capital. In write method write W capital. So these are the case sensitive language programming. So we are going to use W capital, L capital, R capital in read line R and L capital. So it's not a matter because we are going to use Visual Studio 2022. Whenever we are going to use proper editor, so automatically the read line methods, write line methods will be captured in IntelliSense. We need not to worry about where we have to use capital letter and small letter. So these are the four important basic methods which are associated with what class? Console class. Console class is present in which namespace? System namespace. The first two methods which I am writing here, write line methods are output methods. If you want to display some output values to the window, then we use write line methods. Normally in other languages like C, C++, how we use printf for output, then same way we are going to use in C#.NET write line methods for output. How we use in C, C++ scanf to accept input values from the user end. In C#.NET, we are going to use read line methods. So ultimately what I'm saying, write line methods are used to accept the inputs from the, accept the inputs from the user and printing the output values to the user. Write line methods are used to display output to the user, whereas read line methods are used to accept input values from the user. So this is inputting purpose and this is output purpose. What is the main difference between write line methods means? When we use write method, it is used to display the statements in the output within the same line. Do you want to display the statements within the same line, line by line? Then we can go for write line method. Write line method is similar to next line or new line, we can say. When we use /n means what? New line representation. It's almost similar to write line method only. If you want to accept input values from the user, then we can use read line methods. And what is the main difference between read and read line method means? Using read method, we can read single character or next character. But whereas read line method, when we start to use, we can read multiple characters at a time. So that's what read method will have the return type is integer. Whereas read line method will have the return type is what? String only. Because read line will read the group of characters, that is string, whereas read method will read the single character or next character from the user input, that is integer. Why? Because whenever we are asking the user to enter some value at runtime, user can enter user inputs. That inputs, if you want to read it, then we can go for read method. But read method will return type is integer. Why? Because each and every character will read in the integer format. Why? Because read method will read ASCII value of the character. ASCII value means every character is having ASCII representation. American Standard code for information interchange. That ASCII value of the every character is number. That's what it is, an integer. So return type of read method is what? Integer only. Return type of read line method is what? String. Because the moment when we give input in the group of characters, the read line method will read all the characters at once. That is what format? String format. The string is nothing but group of characters. So this is the difference between read line, write line. Write lines are output methods, whereas read line are input methods. You can accept any input values from the user. To accept input values from the user, we use read line methods. If you want to display any output values to the user, then we can use write line methods only here. So this is about read line, write line methods. These methods are associated with what class? Console class. Console is a built-in class which is used to work with input and output stream. Input purpose we use read line. Output purpose we use write line methods. So it's time to begin to create a console application. But to create console application, we need to introduce Visual Studio 2022. I'm going to use for creating all the applications in C#.NET as well as ASP.NET, MVC, Entity Framework, Web API, everything in everywhere. I want to create an application called using Visual Studio 2022. We need to download and install Visual Studio 2022 software. To download and install Visual Studio 2022 software, simply I strongly recommend to go to Google and type simply download download Visual Studio 2022, and there we can able to see Microsoft Visual Studio, Microsoft.com official website. You can click on downloads folder. You'll be able to see this Visual Studio. Three options you have. One is community option. It is powerful IDE for students, open source contributors, and individuals. And one more option is there, professional editor, professional IDE best suited for small teams. Enterprise edition is there, scalable and end-to-end solution for team of any size. When we go for enterprise edition, you can able to work with only 90 days trial period. When we go for professional edition, it is also 90 days trial period. When we go for community version, it is completely free software. I have downloaded and installed in my computer community version only. It is completely free download version. So I strongly recommend to do free download version only, community version, powerful IDE only. I have installed already. So in my computer Visual Studio 2022, so that I can able to show you how to create a console application for the first time with Visual Studio 2022 only. So let's begin. It's time to show you how to create .NET applications. But you can see this in today lecture. I'm going to show you clearly how to create console application in Visual Studio by using .NET Framework Core and .NET Framework only I'll discuss. So first of all, we have to open Visual Studio after successfully download and install. In my computer already Visual Studio is there, that is 2022. So look at this Visual Studio 2022 I'm opening. Once I click on Visual Studio 2022, in the left hand side panel, there are recent applications which I worked with my existing .NET projects. But I don't want to focus on these templates. I'm going to show you here these options in the right hand side. Do you want to create a new project? You can click on new project. or else you have already existing project, you can click on open project or solution. I am trying to create a new project here, so that's what I'm clicking on new project here. Once we click on new project here, so now coming to this, there are two templates are there. One is console application template and next one is console application. In bracket clearly they mentioned .NET framework. So when I select this .NET framework, which makes platform dependent, that means these applications can able to run on only Windows operating system. But whenever I select the first template, so console application, a project for creating command line application that can be run on .NET on Windows, Linux, Mac OS. So strictly remember, sir, this template is for .NET Core. This template is for .NET Framework. For the first time, I'm going to show you both. Means you have to understand if I select a .NET console application with the .NET framework, how it is going to be takes place, what is the differences between console application .NET framework, what is the difference between console application with .NET Core. So when I select this first template, our .NET applications can able to run on Unix, Linux, Mac OS, and other operating system. When we select in the second template, which will only exclusively run on Windows operating system. As I discussed in my demo sessions, when we go for .NET framework, which can be able to make to run on Windows operating system, it will not support any other operating system. That's what I'm going to teach you all my lectures .NET Core platform only. .NET Core means you can write code in any language that can be run on any operating system like Windows, Linux, Unix, and other operating system. So first of all, you need to select your language, C#.NET. You need to select the platform on which platform you're going to run. All platform I'm selecting. And also we need to select in the third drop-down list which type of application you are going to create. I'm going to create what application, console application. That's where I'm selecting console application template here. So look at this here, console application template I'm selecting. So after selecting this language called C#, platform is called all platforms, and application name is console application. You have two templates options are there right now. One is .NET framework, one is .NET Core framework. But first, what I want to show you, .NET framework I'm going to show you. But note this point, I am not going to use .NET framework templates in my complete sessions. Right now, for the first time, I'm going to create a console application programming using .NET framework. So template, this template through when I start this, so you can come to know in this session what is the main difference between .NET framework template and .NET Core template. Ultimately, this through only I'm going to use in our upcoming session. I'm first just little bit information I want to display to you. That's what I'm going to show you in the initial stage both. First, let me introduce console application .NET framework. I'm selecting console application .NET framework here. After selecting, what we need to do, you just click on next option and it will ask you the application name is console application. You can decide the application name whatever you want, but the location is saving in my previous application, previous project I have saved with the .NET at 7 p.m. I asked you to do this for first few days. You have to attend 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. In the next upcoming days, like 7 to 10 days after, your batch is going to be shifted to .NET 7 p.m. only. So that's what I created very recently, .NET 7 p.m. But do you want to create a new location? You can go to new location in desktop. I'm selecting desktop only. In desktop, I'm going to create this console application one I'm trying to create. Look at this console application one in desktop I'm creating, and Now you can observe carefully. I choose .NET Framework version, which is .NET Framework 4.8. So as I said that in my previous demos, okay, those who attended, you will come to know clear information. I was explained clearly .NET Framework version, latest version is 4.8 only. But I am not going to continue with the .NET Framework version. I am going to continue with the .NET Core version only, sir. So right now I'm telling .NET Core, .NET Framework 4.8, console application 1 in my desktop I have saved. Let's click on create. It will create the project or directory already existed. It is there. So I'll do one thing, sir. Let me close this. I'm trying to create a new folder in so that it will be clear for you. I'm trying to create a new folder DT at 6 p.m. Okay, or else we can say DT at 5 p.m. It's my folder right now. DT means .NET at 5 p.m. folder. Let's open Visual Studio once again. Visual Studio 2022. Click on create new project. You can choose a C#.NET as a programming language. Look at this. C#.NET as a programming language you can choose. And all platforms, console application. I'm choosing console application .NET framework first time. And you can give the location is what actually. You can click on this and go to desktop and DT at 5 p.m. is your folder name. Once you select the target folder, so you can see this console application 1 is created using .NET Framework 4.8. So once I click on create, it will create a new console application with the name console app 1 with the .NET Framework 4.8 only. For the first time when we create console application programming with Visual Studio, all the libraries are coming on and visible on the top of the program using system.collections.generic, system.link, system.text, system.threading.task. So namespace is our own namespace is there, console app 1, and internal class program is there, static void main string args is there. This is the main method or entry point of your program clearly here. This is an entry point of our program, sir. You can go to Solution Explorer. Now you can see console app 1 program.cs is there. Do you want to write something in the static void main? So let me write start console is a class. It is coming in IntelliSense. Write method is there. WRIT write method. We want to write something. Console is a class, built-in class. Write is a built-in method. So you can say something like hello. Then you can create. Now we can see I have written program called console.write. Console is a built-in class which is present in system namespace. Without system namespace, console class doesn't work. Do you want to compile and run? What we can do directly, you can hit the start button. But before compiling, I want to show you the location DT at 5 p.m. There is no bin debug, there is no compilation files. But once I started compilation of this program, you will see this, all relevant files will be created in the compilation after. Compilation means build in the .NET. You can click on build and build console app 1. So once build succeeded, if there is no errors, build is going to be succeeded. Once build succeeded, you can notice that in this target folder DT at 5 p.m. console app 1 bin debug. So all executable file Python debug database file is created. So these files are created once we compile successfully. Do you want to run this program? Simply you can hit the start button or else you can hit F5 button from your system. But look at this, the moment when we hit this run button, automatically program is executing, but your screen is not going to stay back. To stay back our screen, you have to use what method, console dot read method I have to use. Console is a built-in class. It will come in IntelliSense. We need to write console dot read method we have to use. What method? Read method. Yes. So once we use console.read method, the output window will be stay back our screen. So hello is printing. If you want to exit from this output window, either you can close the window or else you can press enter. So even when we press enter also, console window will be exit. There is one more method is there, console.read key is there. What is this? Read key. When we use read key method, what is the advantage? After execution of console application, you can hit any key from keyboard, automatically you will exit from the output window. This is the specialty of read key method. So I recommend to use read key only here. So this is the way to work with or manage with console application using .NET framework. So you can see, go to Solution Explorer. This is program.cs. So your own namespace name is console app1. These are all built-in libraries, which is available on the top of the window. And this is my class name program. Every class is having by default entry point that is called static void main method. String square bracket args is nothing but command line arguments. So this is my output window here. Do you want to add more classes to this console application? How to do? So go to Solution Explorer, right click on console app one and click on add, click on class. This is one option to add more classes to this console application. You can mention the class name clearly, separately, class 1, class 2, any name. You just click on add it. But this is one option to add the class. You have other option also, very simple option. Go to project menu, click on add class. Then class name is what class template you can select. Class name is class 1, add it. So look at this. By default, whenever you try to add a new class, it don't provide any entry point, that is static void main method. For the first time when we create console application, you will be able to create a class called program, and it's having along with static void main method. The moment when we create a new class to the existing console project, it don't provide any main method. So if you want to add main method, you need to provide shortcut key. So like this static, do you want to write manually? You can write it. I'm writing manually static space void space M capital main. Either you can write manually or else you can go through it. What SVM static void main tab key. So how to create shortcut key for main method means SVM. S for static, V for void, M for main. So IntelliSense is showing like that. Code snippet for void main method. Note tab twice to insert this SVM snippet, static void main method. You can double click on tab, automatically static void main method will be generated. It is a shortcut key for generating main method. So here I'm writing console dot console is a built-in class. Dot write is a write line or write method is a method. So I can say welcome to DURGASOFT. So this is the main method. And to stay back to our screen, what we have to use console dot read. Console dot what method? Read method here. So this is the way to do it. But look at this, sir. I have a class 1 and I have a class program.cs. Two classes are there. The moment when we execute this, when we work with multiple classes and multiple main methods, it shows clearly error. There were build errors. Build errors means what? Compilation errors. Would you like to continue and run the last successful build? Yes means it will show you last output, last program output along with errors. No means only errors will come. So the program has more than one entry point defined, it is saying. One entry point means entry point of the program I set main method. So here class 1 is having main method, program.cs is having main method. So that is compiler will get ambiguity situation. Ambiguity means confusion state. Which main method should I execute from the beginning? So to avoid this confusion state or ambiguity situation, as a programmer, we need to do startup object. How do we change startup object means simply right click on console app 1. Okay, right click on console app 1, or else better to do double click on properties of console application 1. There is a startup object option is there, drop down list. Which program do you want to run? You can select it, click on save it, and then from now onwards, whatever is selected, the startup object, that program is running like this only. So this is the way to work with console application by adding many number of classes. How to change startup object when we work with .NET framework here. So I used this application creation using what framework? .NET framework. But my requirement is not .NET framework 4.8. My requirement is what you know, .NET Core software. I clearly mentioned you that. So I'm going to use in our continuation session .NET Core software only. Core means which makes platform independent. So how I selected .NET framework template today. In tomorrow session, I'm going to use .NET Core platform. I'm not going to select .NET framework. I'm not going to continue with this. So just as a beginner of C# .NET programmer, you must and should aware of that .NET framework, how to handle it, .NET Core, how to handle it, and the differences between these two also you must and should aware of that. Today I just create a simple console application using .NET framework template, and tomorrow I'm going to use our main topic .NET Core template through how to create console application, how to add many classes, and how to change startup object in different style. We'll discuss in tomorrow session. So that in tomorrow we'll see how to create a console application with .NET Core, not .NET framework. So that's all for today. If you have any question, feel free to ask me now. Tomorrow we'll continue the same session. I'll create a new console application without .NET framework. With Core framework, I'm going to show you. So when I create Core framework, so you can understand clearly what is the difference between .NET framework and .NET Core framework. You'll able to see this clearly. So changing startup object is different and application implementation is different in the Core application. Core means platform independent. .NET framework means platform dependent. Whenever you create .NET applications using .NET framework, which will make platform dependent, which will run on only Windows operating system. The moment when we create console applications using .NET framework, .NET Core framework, that makes platform independent. It will run on any OS. That is the main difference. In tomorrow's session, we'll begin with .NET Core with console application and how to change the startup object. What are the differences between .NET framework and Core framework? You will come to know clearly. That's all for today. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me now. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to create same console application with the .NET Core platform. You will find the differences. And still you have 2 days demo sessions, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. You have to decide that whether you want to enroll or not. So once demo sessions complete, then you cannot be able to join for this link and you have to enroll for this course. Once enrollment process is over, we will give a short link. Only enrolled students will get a short link. Then please, I request you to enroll for today or tomorrow. If you really wish to continue my lectures, don't forget. So if you don't enroll for this course, you cannot connect for long time. So the short link once we will provide, you cannot able to join on that link. Only enrolled students will get a short link. I request you to tomorrow before session, you try to enroll, and no problem. Tomorrow also you can able to join on this link. This link will work fine. But make sure that after tomorrow session, you must and should enroll the session. Otherwise, you cannot able to join with this session because we are going to change the new link on Saturday. So that's all for now. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask that. Mr. Sai Teja, if you enroll, no problem. You just wait for 1 day. Automatically, I'll collect your mail from DurgaSoft. Once I collect the mail from DurgaSoft, obviously you will get a recorded videos up to now what I discussed along with C#.NET PDF material to you. No worries. Just wait for 1 day. So that's all for now. See you tomorrow. You can use same link and set same time only. After tomorrow, make sure that you have to decide that you have to enroll for this course. Only enrolled students will get a new link. Otherwise, Saturday, you cannot able to join that. Please do it immediately. If you really wish to continue my sessions, contact DurgaSoft and you can enroll. You can complete your enrollment process, and without disturbance, you will get a short link. You can able to join that.
So hi sir, this is Balaji sir.
Tell me.
Hello.
Tell me.
Sir, actually, after we enroll, when will be the starter? When will be the classes will start, sir?
So this is the regular session. This class will not be repeat again. It's a continuation process,
Okay.
and it's going to be continuation. Again, the repeated sessions will not be there. And anyway, these recorded videos already there. So once your enrollment process is over, that these recorded videos I'll upload to your Google Drive for downloading purpose, and material also I'll provide.
Okay. And the class timing, sir, after enrollment?
As I said that the demo session, first 1 week or 10 days, the class time is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Indian time, Indian Standard Time. Once 7 days or 10 days sessions over, your regular timing is 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. So for daily 1 hour only, no, sir?
1 hour only from Monday to Saturday. There is no Sunday.
Okay.
Duration is complete .NET Core package, C#, ASP.NET Core, MEC, Entity Framework, Web API, SQL Server, ADO.NET is for 4.5 months duration is there.
And we don't know any coding, sir. Can we learn from beginner to expert level, sir, after all your...
Obviously. I said that if you to learn this course, you need not to have any prerequisite knowledge. So I'll teach you from the scratch and basic onwards. So even I will teach you in intermediate level programming, advanced level programming in C#.NET, ASP.NET. Don't worry about that. You can easily grab it.
After course, there is any placement assistant you will give, sir?
We will not provide any placement assistant and placement assurance. Only we will provide you knowledge. Based on this knowledge, you have to apply as your own. If any companies will come to our institute, then we will let you know automatically. You will get a mail from DurgaSoft officially. You can able to apply a job for that company.
There is any fees installment will be there, no, sir?
You can
A
talk
single
to,
shot, sir.
You can talk to our team. So it's not related to me.
Okay,
My
sir.
job is only for conducting the sessions. Remaining financial dealings, they will take care of behind the scenes.
Okay, sir.
Yes. That's all for now today. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow. You can use the same link and same time. We'll be able to continue from here onwards.
So one small doubt. Do we have any other time zones because I stay in CST time zone. So in the morning, like if you
No,
start from 7 to 8, something like that, it will be like around 9:30.
no, no. I'm sorry, really sorry for this, because in the early morning session, I was very busy with Python full stack. So I used to teach Python, Django, REST API, also for Python full stack subjects, and even evening session I'm busy with .NET, and daytime session I should go to my institute, and there lot of students will wait for my sessions. So it's very hectic schedule. I can't able to
Okay.
go with that.
No worries, sir. I'm just curious, like, do you have any other session available on this?
No. My slots are very busy. You can able to see that. Very oftenly, my batches announce in online because lot of busy schedule.
Got you, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
So that's all for now. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow. You can use the same link at same time. We'll continue from here onwards.